Alright, since I've had a lot of requests about how the car actually works, I thought we'd kind of explain where we're at this point so far anyway. What we've got is a 36 volt forklift motor. We're actually running 72 volts through it. It's a General Electric motor, came out of a Hyster forklift. To get the power to it, since we actually have a 12 volt system in the car, we've got a wire running from our 12 volt system, so when you turn the ignition on, we utilize a automotive type solenoid that gets triggered by 12 volts. However, we've got a 48 volt tap on the battery pack, so we've got 48 volts going through it, which is because the forklift style contactor we've got operates on a 48 volt trigger. So when you turn the ignition on, you get 12 volt signals to the automotive solenoid. It signals a 48 volt for the contactor. Then this drops in and pulls across the 72 volts from the battery pack in the back. And what that does is send 72 volts to our motor controller, which is over here. It's a Curtis model that goes from 36 to 72 volts. So once it has power from there, it's just looking for a signal, which is picked up from the 0 to 5 ohm potentiometer. So when you step down the gas pedal, your throttle linkage that used to be connected to the fuel injection unit actually pulls this lever back and forth. So you start out at 5,000 ohms, and at full throttle you go to 0 ohms. It converts it into a signal to tell how much voltage to actually put towards the motor. This motor is all that's actually driving this car. It actually is coupled directly to the 5-speed transmission via Lovejoy coupling. There's no clutch, so you simply just let off the gas and shift. When you come to a stop, the motor's not rotating, so there's no need to have a clutch to pull in. Now, this battery is actually the 12 volt battery that runs the power windows, the ignition system, wipers, lights, but we have 72 volts in the back, which actually is the traction pack that runs the drive motor. And to get the juice into that, we go around to the side, where you used to put gasoline in, or actually plug in directly to a custom 110 volt outlet, normal extension cord, and that gives power to our current configuration of batteries. There's 6 12 volt deep cycle batteries. When you plug in, it actually powers this double duplex receptacle, which powers 3 battery chargers, 24 volts each. So we're hooked up in series, 24 volts for these 2 batteries, 24 volts for these 2 batteries, and 24 volts for these 2 batteries. Eventually, when we have everything set up the way we want up front, we'll move all or part of this battery pack to the front of the car. Alright, let's take a drive.